Hi Aries, welcome to November 2019. I hope you guys are doing well. Let's go ahead and get into your reading for this month. Okay. First card out, you have the Four of Wands. It's a nice card. So the Four of Wands can talk about our connections with people, foundations within our lives, our home, our situations, like who we're dating. Are we bringing somebody into our home? Are we moving in together? This can talk about stabilization, stability within your situation. Show me more for Aries. You have the King of Cups. I'm going to pull your cards and then we'll get into things. Four of Pentacles. The Magician. Two of Swords. Three of Swords. Give me two more for Aries. Five of Swords. Boy. Ten of Pentacles. At the bottom of the deck, you have Justice. A lot going on. A lot going on. A lot of conflict and frustration with somebody. It's weird too, because it's like I'm not seeing like breakups and disassembling your relationships and dissolves of this and that. I'm seeing a lot of conflict in communication, in your mind space with a person. It could be about your home. It could be about the things that you want to do. You may be dealing with a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio person, primarily Scorpio energy. But basically what it's going on there is like, how do you maintain the peace in your home with your partner? How do you stabilize this foundation? This may have been a situation in the past as well, because oftentimes this can talk about the past energy, present, and then future. You may have been in a very loving relationship with somebody where your lives together were fairly meshed. And it's not bad, it's just the connection was strong. It was a very loving connection where you either lived together, you were planning to move in together. But overall, what's going on is that now, if you're planning to move in together and those decisions had not solidified, you have the Four of Pentacles, so it's like, this is basically where we are holding off. We're not allowing things to happen, either because of fear, lack of stability. We're concerned that something is not going to give to us what we initially thought it might. So we're just kind of shutting off from it, It can be also an energy of lack of communication as well. You do have the Two of Swords and the Four of Pentacles here, both cards of lack of communication. And it's like one person wants to move forward, the other person is like shutting things down for some reason. I don't know why the conflict is here, Aries, but you have the Two of Swords, which is essentially mental frustration and mind blocks, but it's also not communicating with the person. There may be, a time and period of silence. Four of Pentacles and the Two of Pentacles, this basically tells me that well, there's the potential to learn from your situation and move forward, especially with the Magician. Two people needing to figure out how they want to go about this. You may have broken up with somebody and there's the potential for wanting to come back together. But it feels like two parties here. You've got the Two Swords and the Four of Pentacles. One is being tight-lipped, shut down, shut off, and the other one is just like, okay, well, I'm going to take my time and just like be quiet and we'll figure it out as it plays out, or we'll just shut it down till then. I feel here too, it's like one person has more interest in moving something forward, or they want to do something in a certain way, and it's difficult for the other party to, I guess, accept that or step into that vision. that can happen too, which especially if you are living together, if you're planning to live together and like change your lives and mesh, like that's very scary for people. That can be very frustrating. So, you know, one person has one vision, one person has another, and it's like you have to be careful about ego here. That's what I'm feeling like. These are like potential like frustrating communications that are needing to happen. But overall, it leaves you with the Three of Swords for both parties. You know, like both not feeling like you're being heard, feeling like you have it's emotional baggage and pain. You know, the Three of Swords doesn't always mean that you are separated from somebody. It could mean that you've separated from this person and it's just left you in a fair amount of pain because communication and the direction that the other party wants to take is not what you want. And so where you initially had this loving situation, now you have something where it's like a conflict of interest, but people aren't budging. That's what I'm feeling. And the Five of Swords, that's a difficult energy to be moving towards in the future here, because it's telling me that, because you have the Five of Swords, Ten of Pentacles, and Justice. So things end up working out, or you're able to figure something out here in regard to this in a positive light. But if you're going to be connected to this person, you're still having communication that is frustrating. You're still not being heard 100%. You're still dealing with somebody that is like, they want things their way, and you're constantly at odds with that. So I don't know if some of you also, there's a potential for some of you, if you're tired of dealing with that, it's like you end up going towards family, you end up going towards stability, people that you have history with. There is some aspect to that. Justice at the bottom of the deck. I use the bottom of the deck as the overall energy of the reading. Justice is Libran energy, but it's about fairness, equality, give and take. It's about being heard and making sure that you are also heard as you are taking on what the other person is communicating. It's about making the things that have gone awry, making them right again. So sussing out problems and taking accountability and ownership for the things that you've been dealing with in your situation, seeing both sides of the situation. Because if you think of Libra here, you have the scales. The scales are an indication of Libra. But scales, what are scales? Balance. It's all about balancing out energies and efforts. Okay? So whether that be needing to balance out your own energy in regard to where you're moving forward, if you need to go back to family, or if you need to reconnect with somebody that you have history with, just to get some calm from this, that may be happening. It also, what I'm feeling here is some of you may, so that's coming in then. So, okay, hang on one second. Okay. Hang on. Okay, some of you, this was about money as well. Some of you, this was about a situation where you were needing to, it's almost as like one person either made more money or needed to contribute more money. It's almost like somebody is not valuing that person here. I don't know. There was a conflict of interest in regard to money, and somebody was a little bit more forceful with it, or not careful enough with it, and it wasn't theirs to not be careful with. Okay, I hope that made sense. The way I get pictures and the way I read, it's not just reading cards. Like I get like if you shut your eyes and imagine that there is a door on the left of your head, it's like a dark space and the door opens, I get images that come this way. And sometimes they're slow and I can read them and understand them, and sometimes they're like this. And I don't know, like I try to decipher them as much as possible, but sometimes that's really frustrating. So I'm sorry if I take pauses in the middle of our reading just to try and see what I'm seeing. Okay, show me the Four of Wands here for Aries, please. Show me the Four of Wands for Aries. You have the Ace of Cups here. Yeah, this was a very loving situation, beginnings, stabilizing things, new beginnings, enjoying yourself with the Fool at the bottom of the deck. This is something where you were happy at one point with this person. Your home life was happy. You were either moving in together or live together. There was a greater sense of stability. This is taking your relationship to the next step. If you were not moved in together, it's just taking things to the next step. The King of Cups, I'm sorry, I don't think I even mentioned, I pulled him, but I didn't go into him earlier. The King of Cups is somebody who's very loving. They're very nurturing. They want the best for you. They want the best for themselves. They are engaged with your emotions. They feel like, I love you a lot and I want to connect with you on an emotional level. And, nothing wrong with that. It's about new beginnings and happiness together, feeling satisfied and cared for. But then this stuff happens. Show me the King of Cups. Please show me the King of Cups. So you have the Four of Pentacles coming up here with the Seven of Swords at the bottom of the deck. I'm not 100% sure why this person dug their heels in. This is about no movement. It's about shutting things down, not letting things move forth. Here we have the Four of Pentacles here as well. So something happened where it's like one person does not want to work on something anymore. Either, it's the relationship not working for them. They've changed their mind. It could also be a situation where they weren't telling you everything about themselves. This could also be a situation where you found out it's like somebody can express love and energy and be very loving, but that does not mean that they don't have a dark side. Okay, especially like, oh God, that's such a, I don't want to point fingers at Scorpio, but Scorpio can get really dark. And right now we've just come out of Scorpio season, but, we're kind of still in it. I mean, it's still there. It's still Scorpio. We haven't come out of Scorpio season. It's Scorpio season still. Sag is also around as well, but Scorpio is very heavily prominent right now, especially with all the Mercury retrograde stuff. It's like people assessing things that have been buried, and sometimes when we have somebody that has like darker energy within themselves, those things get brought up, but it also bleeds out into relationships, which causes situations to fall apart or become stagnant. I don't like the Seven of Wands. There's Seven of Swords here at the bottom of the deck for this Four of Pentacles, though. It tells me that the pause and like the disconnection from you, or you disconnecting from somebody, was something of a problematic energy with the Seven of Swords. Like it's deceptive in a very high level deception. Show me the Four of Pentacles here for Aries. So you have the King of Wands here. Yeah, one party wanted to, and Chariot at the bottom of the deck. One part of this person, or one party in this relationship wanted to move forward. They were very gung-ho about it, but then it's like the other person was like, nope, I'm not going, That's very frustrating. And the King of Wands, I know he's upright here, but the King of Wands is somebody who, when he's working out of his lower level energy, he can be very stubborn, very demeaning, very like shut off, he wants his way and that's it. Very, very kind of ruthless energy. Sometimes also sexual deviance as well. Show me the Magician, please. I feel that with the Magician, it's almost as if like two people, one person exerting their power over the other and the other person needing to abide, but that doesn't really work because both parties need to navigate a relationship together and each have input, and like one person is like taking over and you're seeing their dark side, and that's frustrating. It's like you're seeing their dark side, and to remain in the relationship you have to maintain that connection, and sometimes people don't change. I see a lot of hidden like darkness within somebody. It's frustrating because it's like you almost never know who you're going to get, but you know that it's not going to be great. Show me the Magician, please, for Aries. You have Justice coming out pretty much in reverse. I'm going to leave it like that. Yeah, for Justice in reverse, this is basically a situation where we're not getting fair, we're not fighting fair, we're not getting fair treatment. There have been secrets. I keep getting this weird energy of like, only you get to see this side of this person. I don't know. It's like there's something here where you get to see like a dark side of somebody. Aries. Whether that be you or them, somebody is seeing the darker side of somebody, and to maintain this relationship, you're going to see a lot of that darkness. Show me the Two of Swords. So I think that there's like a stalemate between two people because somebody is wised up and they're like, no, I don't want to do this. This is not healthy for me. Show me the Two of Swords. Yeah, you have the Three of Swords here and Death at the bottom of the deck. Three of Swords here as well. Yeah, they're all right next to each other. And Death. So Scorpio energy heavily prominent here in this reading. And Libran energy as well. The Two of Swords, this is basically disconnecting from somebody because your heart is broken, because communication has stopped, or you've had to stop the communication. I again keep getting this weird, like, darker level energy of a person, and it's like hard to navigate. Yeah, for the Three of Swords, you have the Chariot here. This is needing to move forward after pain, after frustration, after your heart has been pretty much hurt by a situation. You know, this Chariot often talks about moving towards the future successfully and, you know, positivity after balancing yourself out. Here, we're on a bus. Okay, we know how slowly buses can move. And look at this person. They do not seem jubilant. They do not seem excited to go towards the future. This person seems exhausted by a situation. I feel that this is about healing yourself and balancing your energy out after being in this situation, especially if you've been dealing with somebody who you very much were connected with in the beginning, but something about their personality changed. It's like a Jekyll and Hyde energy. Show me the Five of Swords here for Aries. Show me the Five of Swords for Aries. Yeah, you have the Strength card coming out. The Five of Swords, again, dealing with mental manipulation, emotional disruption, somebody who does not value you. They pretty much need to exert themselves over you. It's like somebody who has to have power over you. The Strength card talks about taming the inner beast. In a lot of this energy, I feel like there's inner conflict within somebody and they're exerting it over. You know what this honestly feels like? And I do not like using this word because a lot of people are just going to like clutch onto it and be like, I knew it, that's what it was. But this feels like somebody who has like narcissistic energy. And before we even get further into that, like everybody has some form of narcissistic energy. Like we take selfies and we post it, like we're a self-glorifying culture, basically. You know, it's all self-involved. But that doesn't mean that we are hardcore narcissists. Like we have touches of narcissism within us, but what I'm feeling here is like somebody is dealing with somebody else who's like, it's like Jekyll and Hyde. And Strength here is about taming the demon. Here we have this person on this cage with the demon inside, the devil, the demon, the devil, the fucking lion here. It's not the demon, it's not the devil, it's the lion. Why am I saying that? It's a heavy energy being, you know, but it's having to master that. It's having to come back on top, you know, when you've been treated poorly by somebody, where you've been mentally manipulated by somebody. It's conquering the situation. And sometimes conquering the situation means I remove myself. I shut off communication. You know, I move away from things that I move away slowly from things that have basically hurt my heart and my situation. This is a lot of transformation here and pain, but it's moving forward. Show me the Ten of Pentacles here for Aries. Show me the Ten of Pentacles for Aries. Yeah, you have the Two of Swords here with the Five of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Okay, so basically what's going on here is, I think some of you may be going back to family members or people that you trust and have connection with, people that you have a strength in history with. Some of you are communicating, You know, when I say going back to them, what I'm saying is like some of you, if you were in a living situation, you may have to stay with somebody for a little bit. You may have to connect with people, sleep on a couch, you know, go to your mom's guest room, whatever it is. But there's a connection here to somebody that you've had for a long time in your life. You know, there's also the energy here that presents itself where, you know, we may have been in a situation with somebody for a fair amount of time, but we have to shut that off. You have the Two of Swords twice. You have the Three of Swords twice. You have Justice twice here. You have the Four of Pentacles twice. This is all about, like, you know, rough energy, moving things through, allowing things to break away, but it's harsh. It's harsh. Show me justice. The Five of Cups talks about regret, frustration. You know, sometimes that's not just the person that you're dealing with having regret. Sometimes we're dealing with a situation where somebody isn't showing us anything and we have regret for the entire situation. It's like we take the responsibility on our own shoulders. Be careful about that though, Aries, because it takes two to tango, okay? Show me justice here. What's up with justice for Aries? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so you have the Seven of Swords and you have the Ace of Swords. This is about cutting dishonest people out of your life, cutting people who are hurtful, vengeful, cutting people who are totally Jekyll and Hyde type energy out of your life. Justice is where we take responsibility for ourselves. We no longer put ourselves at harm's risk, and you know, it's basically moving away from something that has been very toxic and sadly expose somebody for who they are. This is a very frustrating energy because it feels like the wool got pulled over your eyes, the carpet got ripped out from under your feet, and like you were subject to somebody. This is very harsh energy, but Aries, you know, you'll make it through. Oh my God. Okay. So let's go ahead and pull a oracle for you with the Crystal Wisdom Healing deck. Please show me energy present for the sign of Aries. Is there anything I need to clarify? Do I need to clarify anything? Show me more for the King of Cups. Show me more for the King of Cups. You have the Nine of Wands here for the King of Cups. This is about defensiveness. It's about showing boundaries, maintaining your boundaries. It's a harsh energy. It's an exhausting energy. It feels like that's the energy being exuded towards this person, with this person having unrealistic boundaries with you, and it's harsh energy. Show me the King of Wands and the Four of Pentacles. Show me the King of Wands and the Four of Pentacles. And the Four of Cups. You know, the Ace of Cups. Yeah, this is basically somebody denying a relationship, denying a connection, shutting them out, you know. And sometimes this is, it could be you, it could be this other person that did that. It's like they don't have any more interest in this connection, even though that there was a fair amount of love there. You have the Ace of Cups here twice as well. You have multiple cards coming out as doubles. And what it makes me feel is literally like you were led to believe one thing, somebody showed you one side of themselves, and then you got to see a very different perspective on somebody, Aries. And I think that that's been very difficult to deal with. So this is falling out now. And this at the bottom of the deck, and this is where I'm going to leave it. Seven of Pentacles is about evaluating situations in their entirety. Okay, looking at what you've given and what you've received in a situation. Four of Swords, Two of Swords, Three of Swords, Four of Swords, Five of Swords. You have the Four of Swords now. This is taking time for yourself. It's basically a call to heal. It's a call to diminish situations in your life where you've been experiencing deception from people, you know. Yeah. I really hope that this situation was helpful for you. Take time for yourself. This is also another card of blocking your energy with somebody. Two of Swords, Two of Swords, Four of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles, you know. Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and pull this oracle. Please show me energy present for Aries. What does Aries need to know? What energy do you have? What message do you have for Aries, please? What message? Okay. So you have Brandenburg Amethyst. Let's go ahead and get into this energy. Brandenburg Amethyst, the perfect blueprint. A master healer, the Brandenburg Amethyst holds the perfect blueprint of your soul. And all that is, it heals physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, karmic, planetary, and ancestral auric layers and imprints the most perfect energetic pattern possible. You are a being of pure consciousness and are wonderful just the way you are. Embrace the clarity of your core being. Let go of mental constructs, karmic imprints, soul imperatives, and relationships that no longer serve. Heal the past, reframe previous choices that you've made in your life, and take a new pathway to step into your soul purpose and expand higher dimensions of your soul. You are perfect exactly as you are in this present moment. Step onto your soul path and seed your future with potential. Self-discipline and clear focus bring your dreams to fruition. Aim for the highest. You are perfect exactly the way you are. Okay. Yes, I feel that most definitely in regard to dealing with this person, because dealing with a narcissist, I don't like saying that, but some of you may be dealing with somebody with higher narcissistic traits. Dealing with somebody like that, they eat away at your sense of self. They eat away at they basically diminish you and diminish you and diminish you. And it's now realizing, listen, I am not a bad person. I'm not stupid. I'm not lesser than you. I'm not deserving of love. You know, these types of situations and relationships, not healthy at all. So trust yourself. If this is a situation where you've been with somebody like that, narcissist or not, somebody pulled the wool over your eyes, pulled a Jekyll and Hyde, like, you know, you need to trust that you are okay. It's not your fault. This is a mental disease. This is a problem for that person, and they'll do it to more people. That's their compulsion. That's what they do, you know? So be conscious of that. Create incredible barriers and boundaries with this person. I already feel that with the Two of Swords here twice, the Four of Pentacles here twice, we're not coming together. We're not, you know, and earlier on in the reading, I said it's like two people needing to figure out what they want in regard to moving forward here. But it feels like to do that, you would have to be subservient to this person. You would have to deal with them, and they're it's like unpredictable energy. It's very domineering. It's unhealthy. Okay, Aries, I'm going to shut this down here. God, I wish this was a nicer reading. I'm not a reader that, like, you know, oh, you're going to, you know, meet so-and-so and it's going to be lovely and, you know, wonderful fairies and fluttershits. And it's not like that here for me. I don't deal with that type of energy. So basically, sorry, my landlord's out there mowing the lawn, of course. Basically, take care of yourself, do what you can to heal, and be aware of who you are, and don't lose sight of who you are. You're beautiful, you're worthwhile, you're definitely worth enjoying life and being with a partner that cares about you. Yeah. Not to be dominated. You're not here to be dominated, you know. And if you're doing this to somebody, It's not a good look. It's unhealthy, and go get help. All right. I hope this was helpful for you, Aries. I will talk to you soon. If you like this reading, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. If you choose to donate, there's a link in the description box below. I'll see you in a couple weeks. Take care, Aries. Bye-bye.